House of Westminster, and in the clock tower there, of course, Big Ben, the bell that strikes the hour, was created in the same foundry that created the bells on the river today.
Yes, thanks very much. You just join us here at Vauxhall Bridge. We've just got the band going past us on the left-hand side. And as you can see, crowds behind me at the MI6 building here, just waiting to see the historic boats who are just about to come under the Vauxhall Bridge. Amongst them, of course, Dunkirk's little ships, part of that Operation Dynamo, when the United Kingdom, the Allied forces, were in such desperate need for help. And they are part of a fantastic little society that make annual trips to Dunkirk. I went on board as part of the scrutineering process earlier this week, and they're all in such fantastic shape. They work so hard on them, and as you can see, they're all receiving a warm welcome from the crowds behind us. I don't know whether you can see just behind me here, there's so much going on the river, but up into these tall flats up here behind me, flags flying everywhere, just trying to get a glimpse of the river and all these wonderful boats making their way down as part of this pageant. As you see, just a few of the little ships making their way through now, just under Vauxhall Bridge. Just an update, we just did have one little gentleman in his Venetian gondola was struggling a little bit. One of the marshals went over and gave him a tow. So far, no worries to report on, but look at the crowds behind me here, just all waving away. Really enjoying the whole occasion here. And as we can see, the little ship's just coming through, so I'll hand you back to Paul now.
Well, the wind just picking up and drops of rain starting to fall, but still so much positive down the River Thames, and particularly here on Gloriana. This boat, very much inspired by the mind and the money of Lord Stirling, who's with me now. What did you want to achieve with Gloriana?
I think it says it all today. You look at the crowds, look at the people on board, you look at the marvellous bunch of oarsmen that we have, it says it. And in practice, I think we created it as a lasting legacy, and basically inspired by the great Canalettos and down at the National Maritime Museum. If you see what is actually happening there, I want to see all about it at the great exhibition. It is all about pageantry and the Thames and what it's all about through history. And I have to say that if we can have the opportunity of lifting people's interest in the Thames, and for youngsters to have the opportunity of rowing and knowing the camaraderie of rowing, then we would have done something in the years to come.
Well, there are so many young faces on the boats on the side of the river, on the bridges as well. You hear little voices, very high-pitched voices, screaming out as we come by, and it is just a wonderful, wonderful feeling, and we're certainly not going to let a few spots of rain dampen our enthusiasm. Oh no, not on Gloriana at any rate, and not 7 miles of the whole of this river pageant. It's just a fabulous feeling to be a part of it.
Well, it's a fantastic scene here. Look at that, just look at it. There is the Spirit of Charm, or what we now know though as the Royal Barge, and we can just see the Queen, and we can see everything. I have to say though, we'll probably see more this evening when we watch it all on television, but that is a terrific sight. And you've got all these boats behind, these are coming up later on, but the cheering and the crowd, we've been cheering the pictures on the big screen on the other side of the bridge, and if there's any excuse for cheering, like now, come on, cheer! Hooray! We're all ready to go, all we're going to do is cheer, come on, hooray! 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 It's a wonderful atmosphere, and the whole bridge, you can imagine it, the whole of the bridge from one side to the other, covered with people, and we're just having a